Good morning, dear students. Welcome back to the class. Today we will start spherical mirrors. Yesterday we talked about plane mirrors, isn't it? Now today we will see, we talked about the image formation by plane mirrors. So today we will see the main topic of the chapter, spherical mirrors. Spherical mirrors is derived from the word sphere. Okay, sphere, you all know what is a sphere? So if I draw a sphere on the page, it will look somewhat like a circle only, isn't it? So for the spherical mirrors, they are actually a part of a sphere only. If I'm going to make it a complete sphere, and this part, and I'm polishing the outside part. Now this is your concave mirror. Now this part, when you form a complete sphere, and we are polishing the inside part, this mirror is called a convex mirror. Okay, that's what I wanted to tell you, how the concept is coming, how this, what is the meaning of this word spherical. Spherical means the mirror which we are using or which we are talking about is actually a part of a complete sphere. Okay, let us see now what is there. The reflecting surface of a spherical mirror may be curved inward or outwards. That's what you have seen. Okay, this is curved inward, this part is curved inward, and this part is curved outward. A spherical mirror whose reflecting surface is curved inward, that is, it faces towards the center of the sphere. What it means, faces toward the center? Now this part is facing inward, and if this is a complete sphere, somewhere here is the center of the sphere, so faces towards the center of the sphere. That is what it is telling. So they are called the convex mirror. The schematic representation of the mirror is shown. You can see here concave mirror is shown to you and the convex mirror is shown to you. And how are they actually originated? Just now I explained you. But we don't draw a complete sphere. We just draw a part of it. You may now understand that the surface of a spoon, if you have read the book, they are talking about an experiment where we are looking in a spoon from its two sides. So the surface of the spoon curved inward can be approximated to a concave mirror, and the surface of the spoon bulged outwards can be approximated to be a convex mirror. So before we begin more about the mirrors, we have to know some of the basic definitions of the mirror. Now here is the figure. This is the complete sphere which I told just now. This is a sphere. Okay. Now as you all know, sphere has a center. So now here your center is known as center of curvature. And every sphere, just like a circle, has a radius that is called r. So that r is known as what? That r is known as radius of curvature. That much is clear. Now I told that these spherical mirrors are a part of it. Now this part has a center. That center is called pole. Just try to understand. I am going to give you the definitions. Just wait. Okay. Now pole you got. Pole is the center of the spherical mirror which we are talking about. And C is the center of the curvature of which this mirror is a part of. Okay, now r radius of curvature you got. So this length is also r, isn't it? This is also radius of curvature only, isn't it? Okay, now midway means this part and this part. This f, this is also f, this is p, means c to f is equal to f to p, midway, between. This is your C, this is your P, and between them, if this is 2 centimeter and this is 2 centimeter, so this is your F. That F is called your focus. Capital F stands for focus and small f stands for focal length. Now from this capital F to P, this is your focal length. Okay, now they have shown you the image formation with the help of different mirrors, concave mirror and convex mirror. Concave mirror forms all the type of images. You can see here, this is the object and this is the image. When you see, what you can say, that the size of the object is bigger, isn't it? And the image is small. Object is straight, what word we used yesterday? Straight means object is erect, and image is what? Image is inverted. Okay, so you can see the size, these all are called the characteristics of the images formed. Now if you see here in the convex mirror, this is your object, this is your image. Then what you can say? Again, this is your big and this is the small image. Size is smaller. And what? This is virtual and erect. Virtual because here they, can you see this dashed lines here? These all lines are represented as dashed lines, and here none of the line is represented as dashed line. You can see the straight lines. Okay, so dashed line means virtual, that is not real. Okay, wherever the straight lines are there, they will be called as the real images formed. So we have some important terms which I told just now. Pole. Pole is the center of the reflecting surface in a spherical mirror. It is represented by capital P. Always remember this. Now this is the mirror we are talking about. This is the mirror and this is actually a part of a complete sphere. Okay. So this center part is your pole. Center of curvature, as I already told you, center of curvature is the center. Reflecting surface in a spherical mirror has a center. This is known as the center of curvature. Center of curvature in a convex mirror lies behind the mirror, whereas in a concave mirror it lies in front of the mirror. Center of curvature. When I say concave, concave means that outer portion is polished and all the reflection is happening in the inside. Getting me or not? This is the concave. When I say about convex, it means inner surface is polished, all the reflection is happening at this side. Rays are going, rays are bouncing back. That's what we have studied. But actually here the center of curvature lies on the opposite side. That's what they are saying. And for the concave mirror, center of curvature lies inside. That is only told here. Radius of curvature, the radius of the reflecting surface of the spherical mirror is known as the radius of curvature. It is represented by a capital R. This length, even your this whole length, they are all your radius of curvature. Principal axis. Principal axis is a line passing through the pole and the center of curvature. If this is my mirror, this is my mirror, okay, its midpoint is my pole and this is the center of curvature. All these things are told to you. Now an imaginary line, we are assuming a line which is joining your C and P. So that line is called principal axis. This is an imaginary line which joins your, the reflected rays appear to come from a point on the principal axis. This is known as the principal focus. Sorry, principal axis is an imaginary line. Now, and then you have your principal focus. The reflected rays appear to come from a point on the principal axis. This is known as principal focus. So principal axis you got. Now number of lines when they come on the mirror, when they fall parallel on the mirror, after reflection they meet at a particular point. This point is called principal focus. All of them will come and meet on this point. This will be more explained when we see the image formation. Focal length, I already told you the distance between the pole and the principal focus. This is your point F, this is your point P, this is your point C. So this distance is called as focal length, shown by small f, and this distance is called radius of curvature, and it is represented by a small r or capital R, anything. And actually this total is r is equal to double of f, and f is equal to r by 2. You have to learn this, okay? And it is visible from here. I have told you also. Aperture. The diameter of the reflecting surface is defined as aperture. Diameter of reflecting surface, what does it mean? It means the part of the sphere, the spherical mirror which I am considering. Let us say this. So this is the diameter, this whole length. This is called your aperture. Okay. Please read the book also. The things will be very much clear to you. Now, as I told you, principal focus of a concave mirror and principal focus of convex mirror, both are different. Number of rays which fall parallel to the principal axis. Just now I told this, somewhere here, let us say this is a complete, this is actually a sphere. Okay. When you will make, so it's, let us say this is the center of curvature, this point is the pole, and when this line C to P, the line from C to P is what? Principal axis. Now the rule says when the lines parallel to principal axis fall on the mirror, then after falling they reflect back. Okay, so after falling this ray got reflected back. Same way this ray parallel to the principal axis, after reflection it bounced back. So all the rays which are coming parallel to the principal axis, after reflection they bounce back and they meet at a common point. This point is called focus. Okay. For the concave mirror, for the convex mirror, number of rays which falls parallel to the principal axis after getting reflected, rays seem to come from a point on the principal axis. So now here what was happening? Here, since the outer surface is the reflecting surface, light will come here and after striking the mirror, it will be reflected back. It is not meeting anywhere. Okay, now this ray is also coming and then reflecting back. They are not meeting anywhere. So how are we going to get the principal focus? Then what we do, the reflected rays we trace back. When you trace all the reflected rays back, they will meet at a point. This point is called the focus. These two image diagrams are very important. Like draw the principal focus of concave mirror and convex mirror, both very important. So read it, learn it, because it can be asked. So where is the principal focus for a convex lens? It is behind the lens. And where is the principal focus for the concave lens? It is in front of the lens. That was all for today, my dear students. Next class, we will study about the rules of image formation. Some of you have already written the definitions. Today, I want you to write them again, read them and try to understand so that we can move on to the next topic. Please stay safe, stay healthy, utilize the time, and all the first 4 chapters of the book, read them. Any line you have confusion, you can clarify it. Thank you.